Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another training, and today I'm going to teach you how our client Tom Watts added £100,000 to his business. This really is the thing of dreams. There's a lot to talk through today, so I'm going to get straight into it. But Tom, if you're watching this, mate, massive congratulations. Tom's literally just flown over back to Las Vegas today. He's got his green card. He's able to now settle down with his wife. He's been kind of traveling back and forth from the States to the UK, living in Winslow and Las Vegas over the last couple of years, and he's done this whilst doing that. So, you know, if you ever think you can't build because you're too busy, then Tom is a perfect example of actually there's a good chance you can. So in order for Tom to add £100,000 to his business, when we started, Tom had experienced the traditional mentoring setup, right? You know, kind of unhelpful, a little bit undated, you know, big tycoons in the industry that chuck you into a huge, great big group. You get a success coach that isn't really helping you as much as you thought that they would, and the catch-up calls just constantly asking you how much money you're earning and pushing you to make more, right? The reason I say this is because I would honestly go as far to say the vast majority of our consultation calls right now, you guys are telling us exactly this, and it's disappointing. I thought that we'd move past this, but clearly we're still stuck. So Tom lacked one-to-one support, he lacked accountability, he lacked structure, and he just wanted somebody who would understand him and understand his business. He basically said, like, I just want you to go in and tell me exactly what to do. So that's exactly what we got to work on, okay? So I knew Tom had potential, like I knew he did. He's a great lad, he really, really is. But nobody had ever just sat him down and went, right mate, tell me all of these things, all of the data, all of the vision, your values, your message, like what are you looking to create? Where are you right now? Where do you want to get to? And let's map it out step by step by step. In my eyes, he was a bit of an unsung hero. And a lot of our coaches join us having felt this way, just not appreciated, a part of a massive system. And some of the tactics and strategies like can pick you up a few clients and you get your quick wins, but I don't believe that businesses are built off of quick wins. I think that they're built on, you know, values and vision. And that's the V2 that we worked on, the values and vision, and always staying in alignment with his V2. So Tom got access to three live calls a week, so sales, strategy, and execution on coaching. We also spoke about marketing, about content, about lead generation. He got a private community, so he got answers quicker, and he won faster. He had a custom curriculum, so what we would do is anything that we felt like he needed to read, watch, implement, we'd send across to him, and then in our check-ins, which are recorded very similar to what you're seeing right now, he would send me his check-in form. I would look at his business and then break down step by step exactly what needed to be done. So it was just easier just to go away and implement it. And because of that, he's had a simple execution and accountability system. We just keep things very, very simple here, okay? He also had one-to-one access to myself to strategize every single business move. Now, this ultimately for our clients at the moment is a luxury. And you know, the harsh reality is running the system like this, I can't work with 100 people. I can't work with 200, 300, 400 people. I have to say no to people at times, which is quite sad. But the reality is, because of the way that we run our business and because it's more of a consultancy setup, because you get all of me, I need to ensure that our group stays at a certain number, and that's why he got all of me and all of my attention. So in terms of diving a little bit deeper into this, Tom is the kind of person, you know, if I went to war, I'd take him with me. This is me, Tom, and Adam. We went up to Manchester. We spent a few days together. I did like a little bit of a kind of masterminding group. We trained and kind of built plans together. It was absolutely brilliant. If you've never been to FLF, I'd recommend going. Anyway, Tom's clients are incredibly fortunate to be coached by him. They really, really are. And that's why I was so dead set on making sure that the business can grow. So the plans that we helped him with, he had a specific lead generation plan that worked for his business. I don't buy that everyone should just spam more scripts. I don't buy that everyone should just post and say, I'm looking for a few people. And I also don't buy that, you know, you have to run off of, right, every 12 weeks, you're going to tell people you've got 5 spaces and cross your fingers and hope it comes in. That used to work back in 2020. We're now living in 2025. It's not sophisticated enough. So he needed a specific lead generation plan. He also needed a specific content plan. You know, we dove into who he wanted to be a hero to, into his unique message. We changed his entire brand. You know, if you want to go check it out, go check out Tom on Instagram. We shifted his entire brand towards who exactly he wanted to be working with. We helped him with his sales. We helped him to increase his price. And we also got him on camera. You know, I said to Tom, I was like, dude, if there's anyone that needs a podcast, I said, there are a lot of podcasts out there, but if there's anyone who needs a podcast, it's you, because you're brilliant at talking to camera, you're brilliant at talking to people, and people need more Toms in their life. And ultimately that led him to making that big decision of creating a podcast, and now he's getting reach to, you know, business owners over in the States that he never thought that he was going to be able to. I also said that he needed to get himself out there and network. And since then, him and Tom have literally become best mates, which is awesome. You know, after our call every single week, they'll then jump on a call together, hold each other accountable. And that's the thing I love about Coach's Corner. It's just how kind of tight-knit the community is. It's really great to see. So we've got a few different programs, right? So Tom started on Accelerator. Accelerator is like our core program. It's what most of our clients are currently on. On Accelerator, you do still get one-to-one support, but on CEO, you just get a bit more. You know, you get more calls, you get more check-ins. We also do a bonus kind of event every single year with the CEO guys, and they get a WhatsApp chat just with those guys. So within CEO, we're helping you to hire staff, manage staff, scale the business, run things up into the high six figures. So since he joined that community, he grew from earning £2,000 a month to earning £11,000 a month, which is absolutely phenomenal. So with that in mind, guys, we helped him charge his worth, we improved his onboarding, improved the delivery, closed more sales, and managed work with more accuracy and less anxiety. Now, you guys may be thinking, really? You helped him with delivery? I'm telling you now, we can always be better for our client. Doesn't matter if you've been in the industry for 5 years or 10, doesn't matter if you've been in the industry for a decade or two, we can always be better for our clients. I really do believe that. So yes, we did help Tom to sell packages of £2,000. However, we also ensured that we would always be looking at the profitability of the business, of monthly recurring revenue, and making sure that we don't have massive spikes up and down. I would never, ever onboard a coach and say only charge up front. It doesn't make any sense, because what then happens is that if you have a bad month, you're just absolutely riddled with anxiety, and it doesn't make any sense. So we made sure that we had a model that fit his life and what he needed, okay? And we had that discussion. I personally stayed in Tom's corner and ensured that in his check-ins, I also helped him with his coaching ability. And if he wanted to send me some client progress, or he wanted to ask me client-specific questions, something about diet, something about nutrition, something about training, something about anything at all, he knew that I would be in his corner to help him with that. And that just meant that he was even more confident delivering his coaching. And because he was more confident delivering his coaching, he got more referrals, more word of mouth, and his business grew even more. Okay? From there, we ran over a shift in mindset for sales. So Tom enjoys his calls. So many people will jump onto a consultation call and they'll think, I hope this person buys, I hope this person likes me, I hope. We completely shifted a narrative so that Tom could come onto those calls with clarity and confidence of exactly the framework that he was going to use for the call. No spammy scripts, just talking to him as a human being, actually connecting with these guys. His prices increased, and so did his closing rate. So not only was he charging more, he was closing more. He had less rejections and more yeses, which is a win-win, right? And we also helped with Tom's mindset around his kind of business operations so that he didn't bury himself as he grew. Now, the outcomes of this are that he added £100,000 to his annual income. Imagine adding £100,000 to your annual income. The reality is, depending on what kind of job you currently work, what kind of market you're in, what kind of field you're in, if you're not a full-time online coach, to add £100,000 to your income right now, working in whatever industry it may be, I can't think of another industry on planet Earth where you could add that to your yearly income within the space of a year. I really can't. And that's why online coaches, more so now than ever, are waking up and realising that the group mentoring that they've been sold in the past, it works to a degree, but it's not as successful as it used to be. You need strategy, you need systems, you need accountability, and you need someone who's going to sit down with you and actually give you an action plan of exactly what you need to do. And that's why Tom's been so successful, because he just listened, absorbed the information I had to tell him, went out there and implemented, and now he's added £100,000 to his business. Incredible. He's truly proud of his business now. He gained back time, he was able to travel, he had his headspace back, and he also bought his dream house with his wife in Las Vegas. So I'm sure he won't mind me saying this. I feel like from joining, never to say that Tom was a boy, but if ever someone has really turned into a man during the coaching, it's Tom. And I got emotional sharing this news with him because I had all the data tracked. Everything is tracked for Tom's business. I've got it all stored on my laptop. Some of the tabs you've seen open here is all stored. So I had to share back with him, and he didn't even recognise until I highlighted, dude, you've added £100,000. Like, what the hell? Truly remarkable. It really is. So the system of this, you may have heard me talk about the 4 C's. You may have heard me talk about the OSS. The reality of the situation here, the system was just caring. You can see my WhatsApp loaded up in the background. I talk to my clients on WhatsApp every day. That's what gets the best results. Talking to people, helping people, advising people, being in their corner, giving them support that the other people can't give. Okay? That was the system, it was just caring and just getting to know each other. So look guys, I'm going to cut to the chase in this one. I would absolutely love this year, or over the next 12 months, to help 10 more coaches add £100,000 to their business. Now at the moment, Tom is actually not our first coach to do this. You're going to see more trainings from us over the next few months of coaches who have reached the £100,000 club. It's absolutely phenomenal. Tom, dude, I'm so proud of you, mate. I really, really am. So if you'd like to join the 100k club, I'm going to be as direct as I can possibly be here. This probably isn't going to be easy. Okay, you're going to have to work incredibly hard. You're going to have to listen and implement. You're going to have to show up every day. I'm not saying you have to work 7 days a week. I personally don't think that any coach needs to work 7 days a week. Sometimes you're going to fail. Sometimes you're going to get in your head. Sometimes you're going to doubt yourself. But if you're open, you're honest, you listen, you absorb, and you implement, I promise you, if you're watching this training today and you're the kind of coach who wants to push their business, who wants to grow their business, who wants to have this kind of impact in your life, this kind of impact on your wife, who wants to buy their dream home, who wants to provide for their family, particularly for those guys out there who are watching this who can resonate with this story, I'm telling you now, Tom is an incredible, incredible human being, and he to today still just says he's just a regular guy. Most of our coaches are just regular guys and girls who have a dream of helping more people, and because he's got a dream of helping more people, and because he's become such an incredible coach, he's now getting paid more than brain surgeons get paid in order to change people's lives. How incredible is that? So guys, if you're serious about growing your business this year with a coaching business setup that isn't going to break the bank for you, okay? Most consultancies, you're going to jump on a call with them and they're going to say, right, it's going to cost you £2,500. I wouldn't dream of charging somebody that. It's ridiculous, and that's why there's a massive gap in the market for what we're currently offering. But we can't offer this forever because I can only work with a certain amount of people. So I'm going to be as direct as I can possibly be. If you're done with procrastination, if you're done with self-doubt, if you're done with lack of clarity, if you're done with spinning your wheels wondering how these guys are hitting 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12k months, how people like Tom are adding £100,000 to their business, all you need to do, I say us, realistically, I run my DMs, I don't have a virtual assistant in my DMs, so you will be talking directly to myself. You just need to DM me 100. Literally the number 100. I'll know that you've watched Tom's video and that you're ready to take action on growing your business. All right, guys? I really hope you enjoyed this training today, maybe picked up a couple of things. At least I hope you took some inspiration from this for knowing that it's possible. For those of you who are about to DM me the number 100, I can't wait to jump on that call with you. We'll review your entire business. We'll look at what's working and what's not working. We'll start to build you out a little bit of a roadmap and a plan. If the coaching isn't for you, that's absolutely fine. But if it is for you, fantastic. I'll then coach you one-to-one, just like I have with Tom. And I'm super, super confident if you've watched all the way to the end of this, you are the kind of coach that I'm going to be working with. All right, guys, I'll speak to you all soon. Have a fantastic day. Much love.